Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter Podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
Welcome to the Ringside Reporter special edition, Friday edition, and we got the big weigh-in this afternoon here in just moments away here. We're watching it now live and waiting for the fighters. They're doing their little promos or whatever. We got Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez. Beeb, I'm going to start with you here while we're waiting for the weigh-in. Now, you did a Beating the Odds with Beeb earlier this week for betting and everything like that. Obviously, Canelo is the favorite here. How do you see this? How should they bet?
What I recommended was just bet Canelo with the KO proposition. He's a minus 160, so you got to give up a little bit, but not too much. I think the knockout proposition is a lock here. Another bet that I liked too was Canelo to win in between rounds 7 and 12, because I'm thinking it's going to be a 7th round knockout. No more than eight round knockout, right? But just in case he does go into the 11th round, or even if he stops him in the last round, you're covered that way. And that I believe is like a plus 260. So just in case, he knocks him out in the 4th round or the 5th round, whatever, then you'll lose that bet, but you'll still end up making some money. So you can throw like a little something on the, like say you wanted to bet like 160 and then you wanted to throw like 50 on the other prop bet, the 7 to 12. It's almost like, if he knocks him out in the 7th and then you win both bets, that's a nice score for you. But say he knocks him out under 7, then, you cut into your winnings a little bit, but you're not losing. So it's almost like an insurance policy.
Yeah. Okay. So I think, and I always got to like to see the weigh-in. From everything I've seen, from the early training and everything, Caleb Plant looks like he is in incredible shape. He looks like he is in really, really good shape. And I always like to see that coming into the weigh-in, what they look like, what kind of shape they're in and everything like that. Plant looks really, really solid. He really does. I think personally, and this is before I see the weigh-in, and if anything sways me, I'll let you know, but I think that Caleb Plant will go the distance. I think this fight does go the distance. I think this is a distance fight. I don't know that he's going to be able to win a decision in Las Vegas at the MGM against Canelo. You know what I mean? I don't know that he's going to be able to do that. That's a tough draw, man. That really is. It's almost like beating Floyd back, how beating Floyd or beating Oscar in Vegas. It's going to be tough for him to win that decision. He's going to have to win it really, really decisively, put it that way, to beat Canelo in a decision. Listen, Triple G clearly beat Canelo in that first fight and got a draw. How that happened, I don't know, but it did. That second fight, a lot closer for sure. And you kind of lean toward Canelo in that second fight. That being said, it's going to be difficult for like I said, man, it's going to be difficult for Plant to win a decision here, but I do think the fight goes the distance.
I have a hard time seeing the fight go the distance because, number one, I think Canelo's going to make a concerted effort to get the stoppage. So I think he's going to fight differently in this fight. I think he's going to fight more aggressively in this fight. And number two, I don't think that Plant is a better defensive fighter than Billy Joe Saunders. I actually think Billy Joe Saunders is a much better fighter than Caleb Plant. And I don't think that Caleb Plant moves very well. And Caleb Plant does always look in great shape physically. But here's the problem. It's one thing looking the part, but it's another thing being the part. He always looks lean, cut, ripped up, whatever, but he fades. He also has hand problems. He broke that left hand twice. Broke it before the Uzcategui fight and actually injured it again in the Truax fight. So his main weapon here, everyone's saying, is that jab. But he's going to be fighting a shorter guy who's going to be getting low. What happens if he hits the top of Canelo's head and breaks it again or injures it again? Then they'll have no weapon to try to even keep Canelo on the outside or at bay. He busts up too. That's another thing. He busts up and swells up in just about all his fights. He's very fair skinned. I just have a hard time seeing it go the distance. I just don't see it. I don't think he has the enough power. I don't think that he's as defensively sound as Billy Joe Saunders was. I don't think he moves a lot. I think he uses subtle movement. Like I said, I think he's a catch and shoot type counterpuncher. He's not a guy who has great head movement. So I don't think Canelo's going to have a hard time getting to him.
Is he a better fighter than Lara?
No.
You don't think so?
Not at all. No way. Ursulani Lara is a phenomenal fighter.
Let me ask you a question now. How do you think? Let's reverse gears here. Let's kind of switch gears. So I think we both think Canelo's going to win. I think he's going to win a decision. You think he's going to win by KO. Let's piece this up. How does Caleb win this fight?
I've been scratching my head doing everything I can. I just can't conceivably find a way that he can win this fight. It's ironic because Dan Raphael said the same thing. He goes, I can't find a way to even think of how Caleb Plant can win this fight. Because basically he's a one-handed fighter. He doesn't have a great right hand. He doesn't throw it a lot. He's a jab, left hook type guy, mid-range. Doesn't use a lot of movement, but he catches and shoots pretty well. All you gotta do is look at that Uzcategui fight. He went life and death. The last 4 rounds, he was hanging on for dear life. Caleb Truax's fight, he was coasting. I think he hurt his hand in that fight, and that's why he was coasting, because he really couldn't put on the gas because his first 2 knuckles into that left hand were injured. So I'm trying to give him every benefit of the doubt, and I've been watching fights and everything, and I just don't see it. Just don't see it.
I have a theory. Now,
Okay.
whether the theory is valid or not, I guess we'll find out on fight night. I don't think he's going to run from Canelo. Billy Joe Saunders ran. Callum Smith ran. I think he's going to try to box him in the center of the ring. I think he's going to try to stay in circles, tight circles in that center. He's going to try to stay off those ropes and stand in front of him and try to box him.
Yep.
And at times put him on the back foot. I think that's what he's going to do. Now, I don't know. That's just my theory.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the way, if you look at like Triple G again, he's not Triple G. I got it in his prime. I got it. But you take a look at the fights Canelo had trouble with. He wasn't exactly backing Mayweather up. Mayweather, backed him up a lot in that fight. That fight kind of went, where Mayweather would move and then Mayweather would back him up. I think he brings out the dog in this fight because I think he has to. A plan I'm speaking of. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Now,
I'm hoping you're right. I'm hoping you're right for the sake of entertainment value. I don't want to be. Well, if I put my bet in, obviously I want to be right.
Yeah, if you put money down, I don't care how it happens. It's just going to happen. You know what I mean? So let me ask you a question. Now, you're great at breaking down fights.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about Plant's jab, we talked about Callum Smith had a good jab. Billy Joe Saunders has a good jab. A jab can dictate a fight. And if you have a superior jab, it really dictates the fight. So if you have a reach and a superior jab, doesn't matter if the guy is faster, he has speed. How is Canelo able to nullify these jabs and take that weapon basically away from them?
Head movement, subtle movement, side to side, bobs and weaves when he comes in. He throws feints, so he makes you reset and recoil the jab. Sometimes he makes you keep the jab at home because you're concerned that he's going to counter you. When he throws that feint, he makes you he freezes you for that split second because you're saying to yourself, he's going to throw. So instead of throwing your jab, you're thinking defense instead of offense. Now, I think also when he gets low, he's tucking his chin down hard. Even when you hit him with the jab, he's able to, take the blunt force of that jab and still come forward. And by the time you try to get that second or third jab off, you're running out of space because he's already walked, either slipped it or walked through it, right? if you look at the Sergey Kovalev fight, I think Sergey Kovalev has the best jab that Canelo's ever faced in his whole career outside of Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
He knocked Anthony Yard out with the jab. He gave Andre Ward fits in both fights with his jab, and he was giving Canelo some issues with that jab as well. But what did Canelo do? He started stepping around off to the side, getting down low underneath it, bobbing and weaving, and he once Kovalev would get one jab off, occasionally maybe two, but before he could keep a steady diet of jabs in Canelo's face, Canelo was already in his chest. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that I think the world of Kovalev's jab. I think Kovalev's jab is a very hard, stiff, power jab, and he snaps guys' heads with it and breaks the rhythm and throws them off. But even with that being said, the bigger guy, the heavier guy, he was able to deal with that jab. So he's shown the ability to deal with a guy that has a great jab.
And I'll tell you what, I thought Kovalev was winning that fight. I really did.
A lot of people do, yeah. It was close.
I thought he was winning that fight at the time of that knockout. I thought he was definitely winning that fight. And the Canelo started to catch him later. He ultimately caught him late. I don't know what the scorecards were. I mean, I don't remember what the scorecards were for that fight.
I think two judges had Canelo up 96-94, and then I think one judge had Kovalev up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, it was pretty clear. To me, it was pretty clear that Kovalev was winning that fight.
I thought it was close. But most people agree with you. Most people agree with you. They thought that
yeah, I couldn't have put Canelo ahead by 2 rounds in that fight, put it that way. That 11th round knockdown, which turned into a knockout. That 11th round knockdown, maybe even some stuff out, but yeah, I don't know about that. But again, it's going to be tough for anyone to win a decision against Canelo. It just will. And that's not saying that he gets gift decisions. It's just saying that, he's a great fighter, obviously, and you'll have to bring your A game to beat him, but then you're going to have to bring your A game and then some, because again, the judges and everything like that.
Yeah.
He always seems to he's like De La Hoya, where he always gets that nod.
Well, because he's always like, he seems to be the guy that is coming forward a lot. And it always comes down to a quality versus quantity type situation in a lot of the fights.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. So we'll see. We're still waiting for the weigh-in here. We got the undercard. Looks like they're weighing in. The second bout looks like it's taking place now as far as the undercard weigh-ins. So there you go. It's going to be a few minutes here still. Now, this is, Beeb, I'll tell you what, this is probably the biggest sports weekend ever. If you are a fight fan, it is insane because you got the Canelo fight on one channel, pay-per-view, of course. Then on the other pay-per-view, on the ESPN pay-per-view, you have UFC, I think it's 268 or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's Colby Covington versus Kamaru Usman, and that card is stacked. You have Rose Namajunas versus Wiley Zhang, Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje, which is just a crazy fight. I mean, that card is stacked from that. I don't know why they don't do this in boxing. I really don't. I mean, they stack that card from top to every card. It seems like in the UFC, when they have like a big type of card, they have good fights, good co-mains,
and they have people watch the whole event. They're not people just coming in and watching it, coming in late and watching it. If that event is at a bar, then everyone's like watching the whole card. They're not just watching the main event like they do in boxing. And that brings me back to that.
Yeah, you never see that in the UFC where, they pan out in the first fight of the night and it's empty. You know what I mean? It's always packed. I mean, when that show starts at 10 o'clock, it's packed.
Yeah. Yeah. I think boxing used to be like that when Don King was putting on those mega undercards.
Oh man, you remember that Repeat of Revenge one? Top to bottom, all 4. There was 4 fights on that card. All 4 were title fights, and all 4 were like really solid fights.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you couldn't wait, and that one was like a toss up. You know, like you're like, man, who wins this? But all his cards were like that.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't do that anymore. They don't. And I don't know. I guess King. I mean, I know King's still in the business because I know he still promotes certain fighters. But yeah, man, he kind of fell off the map, man.
It's funny when you look at Bob Arum and you look at Don King. I think Bob Arum's been around since 1971-ish, 71, I believe. His first fight that he ever promoted was Muhammad Ali versus Ernie Terrell. And when you think back and you look, and then you see where he is today, still out and about, being able to do these interviews with the press and being at these events, it's just amazing.
It's not easy. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not easy. You know, I tell you what, man, and everybody always down Floyd and everything like that. And but Floyd, you don't realize like how hard that guy worked.
Yeah, we had to give him credit for that.
I mean, it's hard work. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You know, because when you're at home sleeping, he's out there doing interviews or promoting or doing something stupid to get his name out there. I mean, it's just, you know. And now they're bringing up super middleweights here. Let me see. This card is just awful.
Yeah, it's a horrible card.
I mean, awful. I don't even know like how they put this together, man. This is just terrible card. I can't like this is one of those cards where I guess you know Canelo's on there and he's getting X amount of million and so is Plant. That undercard has to be making like nothing.
No, they put no money into this undercard. Nothing.
No, you got Durrell on there, Anthony Durrell. I mean, he's the biggest name on the card on the undercard.
Yeah. How do you think this is going to do pay-per-view wise? You think having the UFC
less than 500, less than 5? That UFC might go over 1 million. It should do huge numbers. Colby is a big star, and so is Kamaru. He's a big star. Yeah, I think it beats this one. Head to head, the UFC smashes this one. Yeah, no doubt.
You think so? It's not even going to be close, huh?
No. Because you know, if you're a bar, you're going to do the UFC. That's what's going to bring the money in.
Yeah, you're going to have to do that. Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's what the casual fans are into, man. The casual fans are more into the UFC than they are into boxing. You know, and it depends on what area of the country you're in, whether they're going to show the fight or not. You know, with Canelo and stuff, I imagine, you know, California's and Texas and stuff like that would be more apt to show the fights, the Canelo fight. But the rest of the country, I mean, if you're in Idaho, you're watching a UFC. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So Durrell ready to weigh in here. He's looks good. Yeah, he looks good.
He's getting up there too, man. He doesn't have much
he looks
left.
Old.
Yeah, he does.
Doesn't he? Old. Doesn't he look old though? I mean, obviously he's in good shape, but I mean he does. He looks old, man. Weighed in at 168.5. Yeah, he's been there. I wonder how old is he? How old is Durrell?
It's like 35, almost 36, I think.
Kung Fu Jitsu in the chat says Don King had a bad track record and eventually caught up with him. Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, Larry Holmes would tell those stories how he would charge him for towels.
Oh, that was hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? Like charge him for locker room fee, towel fee, locker fee. I mean, like, come on, man. Like,
that's crazy.
And then like he would have Carl King, his son, manage him. You know what I mean? Like he would have him as the manager and then Don King as the promoter, you know? So it was a complete conflict of interest.
Extreme conflict of interest.
Yeah, so right at 5, right after this is the UFC weigh-in.
Oh, it is.
And yesterday it was funny because I was watching their press conference, and Colby Covington is just so entertaining no matter what.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Like him or hate him, he's just entertaining, you know? And Kamaru, I think he really got under Kamaru's skin, man, because Usman just pushed him when they did the face-off yesterday at the press conference. You know, they line him up, man, and Usman just shoved him. And Colby was talking about his father, calling him a jailbird, and I mean, just
you don't do shit like that, man.
Really, like
you gotta draw the line somewhere, man.
Well, he said something about Dustin Poirier. He said something about his wife.
Oh God.
He said that what does he call it? That Jezebel of a wife or something to that effect.
Oh,
and
that's not right.
He said the prop that you call a kid, talking about his son or whatever. Wow. I mean, like, dude, what are you doing, man? That's not stuff you say. That's like really like low rent stuff, man. You can't say that.
There's no face off for the main event weigh-in either. They're not
real?
Yeah, because they had. I guess once you have a scuffle or something.
Well, you got security, man. I mean, like got security there.
This is another reason why, like they fall behind. This is another reason why they fall behind UFC.
This is it. That's it. That's 100% it.
They don't know how to. They just don't know how to do shit right.
No. They should have had. I mean, like they should have had security all throughout this whole thing. You don't have two guys that are gonna fight face off without security right there.
Yeah.
Just don't. You just don't. And I tell you what, they're really lucky that this fight actually took place on time.
Yeah.
You know, given the fact that Caleb was cut at that weigh or at that presser a couple weeks ago, they got real lucky, and it was a light scratch or whatever. But man, you got real lucky.
He still got that mark under his eye, but it doesn't look bad though. It was never deep. That was the most fortunate thing about it.
Yeah, you know, and again, he's wearing glasses. You know, and I noticed last night, it was funny. I noticed last night Covington, when they faced off, him and Usman faced off, Covington took off his glasses prior to going to doing that face off. Canelo always looks like he's wearing pajamas, doesn't he? Like silk pajamas. You see the yellow shirt he's got on?
Yeah. Oh my God. Here comes
He's
Canelo.
got on like this canary yellow shirt. And it looks like a silk type of shirt. It looks like pajamas.
Tyson Fury, you like would wear those pajama type suits too, man. It's hilarious, man.
They're showing pictures of Plant walking in here. There you go. Yeah, it's crazy, man. This is a good fight, man. I've wanted to see this fight for a long time. It'll be good to see. This is the first time. Is this the first time in history that it'll be a unified and an undisputed
super middleweight champion?
Yeah, 168, man. You think of all the great 168-pound fighters there were.
Andre Ward, I would think. Joel Calzaghe, Andre Ward are the two most prominent ones that come to mind, really.
Yeah. You know.
Andre Ward could have done it, man. I think all he needed to do was well, he didn't have the WB. Did he have the WBO? Yeah, he had the WBO.
Think he would have beat Calzaghe?
That would have been really tough. Wow.
Man.
I would have probably edged him. I love Calzaghe, though.
I love Calzaghe too, man. Yeah, that's a tough one. You know what I respect, man, is that he retired and he stayed retired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He retired undefeated and he stayed retired.
You think they're gonna make Plant shave that beard come fight time? Look how thick that is.
I absolutely would. If I were the management and everything like that, I would totally make him take that beard off. How much truth is it to that it cushions the blows?
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either. They can't.
I don't think it does.
I get what they're saying, but come on. Really, I would have him shave it off either way, and that way we can Vaseline everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We
can grease him up and everything like that. But yeah, that's a big beard he's got, man. That's like a
beard, right?
Grizzly Adams type of beard, man. Yeah,
it's crazy.
I would have him cut it just to mess with him.
You're all I need to get by. Where is he, man? He's in like a laundry room or something. Look at that bin. Sitting next to that bin. Look like a laundry bin.
Canelo's in like a locker room somewhere. They put him in a laundry place.
Luxury suite.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you stay here. This is where we put the security people.
Jesus
You know,
Christ.
people are coming in behind them, clocking out. You know what
What
I'm
is
saying?
that? That's sick.
Oh, Kung Fu Jitsu said, who was that NFL star who killed a woman after, I guess, breaking his Corvette or I guess wrecking his Corvette? Who was that guy? Ruggs? Did you see this whole thing?
No, I didn't see it.
Ruggs, he played for the Las Vegas Raiders, I guess.
Really?
It was going 156 miles an hour. At the time of impact was like 100, I think they said 120 some miles an hour. And he hit the
Really?
gas tank on the other car head on. I mean, it blew up instantly, just started fire instantly.
That's crazy.
Those flames looked like they were like 15 feet high, man.
That's nuts.
Killed that girl, man. Killed that girl.
It's not good.
No. So yeah, he was drunk at the time, a DUI. So man, his career is done.
It's over, huh?
Kung Fu Jutsu says prang is an Aussie word. It means car crash. All right. I learned something new today. Pranging, that's what he said.
Prang means car crash. Okay. Very good.
All right, Canelo. Looks like he's getting ready to come out for the weigh-in here. I don't understand why these take so long. You know what I mean? Like even like weighing in just the undercard. You know, it took a while. Now they're showing another promo packet. This is why boxing.
You just don't get it. Yeah.
No. And tomorrow, let me tell you another thing that's going to be the worst too. Tomorrow, they're going to have 15 different national anthems, and then they're going to march them out. They're going to say their names once as they march them out. They're going to say their names when they introduce them again. It's just like, just get with it, man. Just get to it. People want to see action. I don't understand like why they don't understand that. Like people want to see action. And that's what the UFC has done. And typically that's what PBC does in their shows. They keep it moving, you know. But I remember, I tell you what, I went to an HBO show one time, one of the Boxing After Darks or whatever. And it was brutal. I mean, just brutal, man. The time you had to wait for each fight was at least a half hour. So like when one fight ended, you were waiting a half hour for the next fight to come on. I mean, it was awful. For the main event, but the time between the co-main and the main was over an hour. So they could for televised. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And this fight won't come off till midnight.
No.
Well, do you remember what they had? You remember this last time? Where they had Canelo? Canelo was fighting last time, right? And they had another UFC card on.
Yeah.
It was the Masvidal Diaz fight, and
I
they
remember
delayed Canelo.
Oh yeah, that's funny you say that.
Fight.
Because Steven Espinosa was asked if they would do that for this fight. He said, "There's no chance that we are going to delay this fight." So we are not going to delay this fight.
All right, Jimmy Leonard is talking, and now we're going to do another video package. Beav, I don't understand this whole delay thing, man. Listen, they're clearly on weight. You know what I mean? You either on weight or you ain't on weight. Why are we doing this? Like, why would it, just bring him out, man? Just bring him out and weigh him in.
Yeah.
It's 1:30 in Vegas. They're probably starving. This is why, like, the UFC weighs them in at like 8 a.m. out there in Vegas. They'll weigh them in at like 8 or 9 in the morning. And then they'll do their ceremonial weigh-in with the people and everything like that later on in the day. So it doesn't matter what they weigh at that point, but they'll do the ceremonial weigh-in.
So when they do the ceremonial weigh-in, they just obviously
they've already weighed in.
They just announced the regular weigh-in.
Yeah, and then they just face off with each other, just for the crowd. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
They'll face off and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But at the weigh-in in the mornings, the official weigh-ins, they don't even see each other. Like they'll come in one at a time, weigh in, leave, weigh in, leave. It's all very mechanical, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of like it would be in like a college wrestling thing or something like that. You know what I mean? Where you just come in, they weigh in and they leave, you know. As long as you're on weight, we got to fight.
I like that idea better because it gives them a chance to properly rehydrate. Obviously,
Right.
even though I'm not a huge fan of these day before weigh-ins, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not either. I think it's worse because you can be real, real heavy, come down, and then rehydrate to, some, what was it, Arturo Gatti? Was it Arturo Gatti used to put on like 15 pounds or
Oh,
something
I used to put a
stupid?
shit ton of weight on. Yeah, one time he put on
Yeah.
like 28 pounds or some shit like that. They said, "Here we go."
All right, Caleb Plant getting ready to take the scale here. All right, Caleb Plant walking to the scale here. 21-0, man. He's wearing a big coat. I can't really see like what kind of shape he's in. We're going to find out here in a minute.
Yeah. What's crazy is obviously he's a lot taller than Canelo, but Canelo's like thicker. He got
Yeah,
more
he's a big
more
guy.
like
Big guy.
thicker bone density. Like looks like he's a wider up top.
You see Jordan in the audience, Jordan Plant in the audience?
Yeah, yeah.
See
She's very pretty.
the way she was looking at me? That's crazy,
Oh,
man.
please.
Canelo coming up in there is canary yellow satin top. I don't know. It looks like pajamas, doesn't it? B, does that look like pajamas to you?
Yeah, it kind of looks like Hugh Hefner right there, bro.
Yeah, right.
You got to give him. He's got swag, bro.
You know what I'm thinking to get, man? I want to get one of those Versace robes, those bathrobes, those black Versace bathrobes.
Yeah, like Billy Joe Saunders had one, right?
Oh man, those are awesome, man. Just walk around in that on a whole Saturday, boy.
Oh, they got a special belt for this one too. Jesus Christ!
Of course they do.
Fucking WBC. Always got to have a special belt.
Plant going to the scale here.
Yeah, he looks thin.
Looks good, man.
He looks very lean. He looks great, actually. He looks
167 pounds for Caleb Plant.
He looks good.
Yeah, he does.
Got the V taper there. There you go.
He's huge, man. He's in shape.
Yeah, he's in great shape.
He's in really good shape. All right, so Plant is 167 pounds. Canelo getting ready to get on the scale here.
Good. He looks really good.
Yeah, Canelo looks ripped, boy. Yeah, he looks good too.
Got a big, thick chain on, man. Maybe you should take that chain off, man. That may add a pound.
168 on the nose for Canelo.
Oh, look at Canelo, man. Jesus Christ. Imagine that. Like, I was saying the other day, like, when you look at him when he was at 154, you look at him now, how much more muscular and thicker and dense he looks. Wow.
It's that steak you've been eating. That clenbuterol steak.
See, this sucks now. There's no face off.
Come on, man. Face him off, man. Stop being hoes, man. Face him off. Look, Plant wants to face off. He's coming up there.
Is he coming up?
They're gonna face him off. They're gonna face him off.
Good.
Yeah, he's getting his shoes on. Yeah, they're gonna face off, man.
Are they gonna face him off? Good. They got security though. They make sure they got security.
Yeah, everybody wants. That's why they come here, man, to see the face off. Kung Fu says he looks like a Mexican Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he looks good.
He does, man. Yeah, he looks
Great
good. Plant looks really good, man. Plant looks good. Plant's going the distance. Plant's going the distance, son.
Well, I hope you're right. Well, not yet. I don't hope you're right. I'm debating on whether I want to bet the fight or just enjoy it.
Canelo opening his jammies. Yeah, get him in there. Get him in there. Here's a face off. They're holding him back here. No scuffling or anything like that, but they're just kind of holding him. They're jawing at each other now. Caleb's jawing at him. Canelo's jawing at him.
That's it.
Throw a punch.
They're separating them.
Oh, yeah. Caleb's pointing at him.
Look at Canelo. Oh, he's not going the distance, Eric. Look at
Oh,
Canelo's
son, we
face.
got to fight tomorrow, baby. We got to fight tomorrow, son.
Look at his face.
So we got to fight tomorrow, man. Plant looks good, son.
Look at Canelo. Canelo's fight. Oh, he's gonna hurt him. Canelo's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, he said something he didn't like, didn't he? He said something he didn't like, didn't he? Canelo's. Look at Canelo, boy.
They're smart though. They had the security this time. About time they put their friggin' thinking caps on.
Right.
Look at him. Canelo wants to get at him. Look at his face.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
Caleb's under his skin, man.
If looks could kill, man.
Caleb is definitely under his skin, son.
Look at Caleb.
Wow. What's Gray saying to him? I hate Jim Gray.
Jim Gray is so aggravating.
I can't stand him. He said we agree to disagree. He said, what were you saying? He said, we agree to disagree.
Wow, he's mad. He's fired up. They're both fired up, Eric.
Yeah, this is gonna be
This
good,
is
man.
good, man. I'm getting pumped.
This
bro.
is gonna be so good.
Yo, I'm getting pumped. Yo, this is crazy, man. Look at his face, man. He's like, I've never seen him like
Yeah.
this.
Is that Mike Tyson in the background?
Yes. Mike Tyson is there. Oh my God, they got Mike Tyson there. Look at he's smiling. Look at him.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said Canelo's gonna kill Plant.
He's gonna kill Plant. Oh, look at Mike Tyson shook his hand, man. He shook his hand.
Mike's a good guy.
Went over and shook his hand.
Canelo not gonna give an interview?
No, he's gonna give an interview, man. He always gives interviews. That's cool how they brought Mike Tyson in.
Oh, okay,
man.
there we go. Here's Jim Gray.
That's crazy. That is crazy, man. He's nice and calm now.
He said, I don't say anything. He was jawing up there a minute ago. He's got him rattled. I'm telling you what, Caleb's got him rattled, son. He doesn't like him. He doesn't like Plant at all, man.
He doesn't like Plant. Whoa,
Man,
I told you.
I don't see Canelo like this very often. I don't see him like this very often, man.
I told you.
This is out of character.
Last time he was like this was the second Triple G fight. Remember he went at Triple G, man?
Yeah.
Right?
But Triple G wasn't expecting that.
Well,
He was expecting that same fight.
exactly, but this was different, man. There's no animosity. There's like animosity. Oh, was Mike Tyson there? Who did he just shake Mike Tyson's hand?
Oh no. Is that his old lady, man? Is that his girl?
Oh, his wife is beautiful, man. His kids are adorable too. He's got two beautiful kids. He got a boy. Look at his
I
wife.
didn't even see his kids.
His daughter is adorable. Look at his daughter. His daughter is so adorable.
I didn't even see his daughter. I saw his wife though.
His daughter.
She
is
had
so
somebody
adorable.
sitting on her lap.
His daughter is so adorable, man. There's Mike Tyson.
I think interview on Mike Tyson.
Jim Gray loves Mike Tyson. Look at Mike Tyson. Look at the veins in his arms, Daddy.
He's a big dude, isn't he?
He's in great shape, man.
He said that he went up to like 300 pounds or something like that. Mike Tyson did.
Look at his arms, dude. Look how jacked he looks right now.
Yeah, and then he went
good in a long time.
Yeah, he went like vegan or something like that. Lost a bunch of weight and then
Yeah, but
ripped
he's eating meat again. He's eating meat again. You got to put the muscle back on.
Eve hates vegans, boy. Did you ever try one of them Impossible Burgers? from Burger King?
That's impossible for me to try that Impossible Burger.
Oh, come on, man! You ask
Too much saturated. It's too much saturated fat in there. I heard they taste good though.
It tastes good, man. I'm telling you, there's no cholesterol in it.
Yeah, but there's like 10 grams of saturated fat in one of those. Things.
Stop it.
Oh, stop eating that freaking fruity tooty food.
That's your boy Mauro Ronaldo.
I liked him better when he had the wiffle. Oh, God. So did you see anything that's gonna sway you, change your mind? What do you think?
No, I don't think. I think it's definitely going the distance though. I think Plant. I haven't seen Plant like that, but I haven't seen Canelo like that in a long time. And Rob G in the chat says that he's under his skin. He doesn't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Listen, that's always a good thing. Always a good thing. When you can get the other fighter to fight, to get emotional about this, it's always a good thing. Because you want them, you want to, when you come into a fight, man, you want to be like calm and everything like that, and yeah, man.
Yeah. So my pick is going to be 7th round stoppage for Canelo Alvarez. You're saying
wow.
You're picking a 12-round unanimous decision for, or
12-round decision. I'm going to say a 12-round decision for Canelo.
Do you think this could be split, or do you think it could be majority? Do you think this could be?
I think it could be majority. I think it could be majority. It could be split, but yeah, man, I don't think Caleb wins it. I think Caleb would have to knock him out to win this fight, or really win it decisively to win this fight.
So you think that this is going to be the most competitive fight for Canelo at 168 that he's been in?
He hasn't been in many. He hasn't been in any competitive fights at 168. So yeah, I think so. I mean, you're fighting another guy with a title, man. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be competitive, man. I really do. They both look good. You could see they're both trained. They're both in shape, man. That's for sure. They both came in shape. Canelo's going to come in shape, but yeah, I think it goes the distance. I think Canelo wins a decision. I think he ultimately wins it, but I would, hey, I would not count Caleb out, man. I wouldn't sleep on him. It's gonna be good. 7th round. So you say 7th round, and it's good. That's it.
That's it.
Wow. Beeb giving him no respect, son.
I just don't see it.
He's peeing on friend of the show, man. Peeing on the friend of the show, man. What are you doing? It's cold-blooded. It's cold-blooded, Beeb. So you're gonna bet this fight?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
You know what you do? How much are you thinking about betting?
Couple units. Can't reveal it, man, because I don't want the taxes to come after me.
You know what you should do is the money that you were gonna do, the money which you were gonna bet, just Venmo it to me, because he ain't knocking him out, son.
I don't think so.
So just go ahead and Venmo me that money, and I'll take care of you. Saying we'll make it work for us.
That's right. That's right.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. And make sure to catch us Sunday, man. We'll have a full review of this fight. And also, too, don't forget the UFC this weekend. But, yeah, we'll definitely have a full review of this fight and take callers and all that other stuff. Also, Steve, this is big. We'll be giving away some Manscaped stuff this weekend. So definitely tune in, and could be your chance, could be your shot to win some. So there you go. All right, guys. Take it easy. We will see you soon.